Hi guys, and welcome back to Aussie Food Journeys. We went out this morning fishing, and we caught a nice mixed bag of fish. In amongst that was a couple of nice queenfish, which I'll decided to cook up tonight for dinner as steamed queenfish dumplings. I hope you enjoy the episode. Hi guys, and welcome back to Aussie Food Journeys. Today I'm making some queenfish steamed dumplings. So, haven't done this before. We were out fishing today, and we caught a couple of queenfish, and I started googling, recipes for queenfish and all that sort of stuff, and a couple of ideas came up, and I thought, oh, dumplings! I like dumplings, but couldn't get the dumpling wrappers here in Corumba, so I thought I made some bayo buns the other day at work, and I thought maybe I'm going to go as a steamed queenfish dumpling, like a steamed pork bun is what I'm going for, because I have everything here to make it. So this one's an experiment, so when Robert's finished work tonight, we'll see what he thinks of it. Anyway, we're going to start with the dumplings. There's a few components here, and it's pretty fiddly. Well, it's time consuming more than fiddly. I've borrowed the scales from work, and I'm hoping they're going to work. Oh yep, here we go. So first off, for the dumplings, we're putting in 280 grams of plain flour. I've had this recipe for a long time. I'm sure it's something I probably Googled a while ago. I'm not 100% sure. We want 100 grams of cornflour, and we also want 90 grams of icing sugar, because steamed steamed queenfish buns are sweet-ish. What we do with that is we're going to take 5, because I'm going to have to find a different saucepan bowl. My one trusty bowl that I have for everything, is actually getting used at the moment for sourdough, because I don't know, bread's expensive here in Corumba, and that's not an issue because it's only Robert that eats bread, but every time I go to the shops to buy bread, they're kind of out. So I thought I'd have a go at, my son gave me a recipe for sourdough. So at the moment my bowl is being used to make some sourdough. Now give me a second and I'll find another bowl. This is the best I can do. Right, so we just mix that together, make a well in the centre. Half a teaspoon of lemon juice goes into the centre. 160 mils of water, warm water. 160. And 7 grams of yeast, which is, if you buy the packets, that's just one whole packet, which I think is roughly 2 teaspoons. Not quite 2 teaspoons. Right. All of that goes in the middle of the flour. Give your water a stir, just to sort of get your yeast sort of activated a little bit, and then bring your flour into the centre and start making a dough. Now this dough has to knead, when it comes together, we add 2 tablespoons of oil, and then we actually knead it for about 10 minutes, and we have to let it rest. So I will get rid of that. add my 2 tablespoons of oil. This isn't something I would do when I was camping, but I'm working and I have today off, so I've got all the time in the world to play. So the best way to knead, I mean, if you've got a mix master, by all means put it in a mix master with a dough hook. But I usually like to have it into a sort of a ball. I'll put it on the counter here on the chopping board. And just with the palm of my hand is to push out, fold it over, turn it, push it, fold it, turn it, push it, fold it, turn it, and just keep actually kneading like that until it becomes nice and smooth and it's all formed together. And then we're going to let it prove, like I said, for about an hour and a half. It'll double in size, and that's when we know it'll be ready. Well, been 10 minutes. That's a nice smooth looking dough. So I am just going to sit this back in here, cover it with some Glad wrap and let it sit for about an hour. It's going to double, like I said, double in size. It's quite warm here today. I swear it's like probably, actually I can tell you exactly, maybe it's 32 degrees at the moment. So it's definitely warm, so that shouldn't take too long to actually rise. While I'm waiting for that to rise, I'm going to firstly marinate my fish. Now, I've just got an array of ingredients. The one I read on the internet was like a barbecued queenfish, and it had like paprika and cumin, and it was glazed with barbecue sauce. But I'm making mine with some lemon myrtle and some dill because I love dill with fish, and I do like lemon myrtle as well. So what I'm using in this recipe is about, oh, anybody's guess really, about half a teaspoon of onion powder, and mine needs to be chopped up because it's not a powder anymore. Half a teaspoon of onion powder, let's go an eighth of a teaspoon of turmeric, just for a bit of colour / flavour. A teaspoon of lemon myrtle. Now I haven't used lemon myrtle a heck of a lot, but they tell me that when it's heated the flavour comes out better, which I've only ever cooked with it, so I've never used it in desserts or anything like that. But yeah, it does give a really, really good flavour. Now a teaspoon, that was half a teaspoon of dill. I actually might go a whole teaspoon of dill. And a quarter of a teaspoon of the black pepper berry. Again, this is nothing I haven't tried this before. I'm just whacking through a few ingredients that I think will be good. Robert will let me know tonight when he's eating it for dinner as to whether it's a recipe that I should write down and keep, or I should throw away and never do again. He's pretty honest and good at telling me that. Right, so all I'm going to do with that, I've got some queenfish here that was freshly caught today. I don't want to put it on the chopping board. I'm just going to sprinkle it. Both sides. Give it a bit of a rub. So all I've done, I've got 4 little fillets in here because obviously these two, I've got them the right way up, go together. I've just cut the bloodline out of them because yeah, I don't like that strong red bloodline in it. They're going to sit for just a little bit. And I'm going to wash my fingers as well. I've returned. I'm just going to sit that in the fridge. Fish in the fridge for a little bit. Now, we are going to make, let's get the onion powder off that. Good thing I'm outside. Right, sweet chilli sauce. So this is going to be a dipping sauce for our fish. Right, and we start with, not one of those, about half a cup of sugar. And a quarter of a cup of vinegar. And roughly quarter of a cup of water. Just stir it until the sugar dissolves. Or put it on low. Now this recipe I've been making for about 20 years. Again, I don't know where I got the recipe. Maybe, I'm not sure if I made it up, I modified it. I tend to read a lot of recipes and then just change them. The only thing this will be missing today is fresh coriander, because I normally stir in fresh coriander to this sauce. I couldn't find any here in Corumba. It's very hard to find a lot of any fresh vegetables or fruit or herbs. Right, so into that is going to go some fine, oh, I did that wrong. There's some finely cut diced cucumber, finely diced cucumber, carrot and onion. What I'm going to do is let that come to the boil and just let it simmer for about 5 minutes. Right, and this sauce is served cold. So I use half an onion, and I would say that would have been not quite quarter of a, well, it was a small continental cucumber. Not continental, sorry, just a normal green cucumber. But it was just roughly a quarter of it, but I don't use the seeds. Just a little bit of carrot. Now you can peel the carrot if you like. If they're clean, I don't really worry about it a great deal. I just give them a bit of a wash and they're all good. I don't know how everybody else is doing. I feel like it's the end of April, and it's still very, very hot here. Turn that back up so it can come to the boil. Right, so all of that is really nicely finely diced. I'll use that for the fish filling. Now once that's boiled away for about 5 minutes, which has only just started boiling, I'll stick all the vegetables in, and I normally use a little bit of sweet chili sauce. I can't find any in the caravan, but I'm just going to use my hot chili sauce that I made, or the chili jam that I made. I just won't put much in it. It'll just be for a little bit of flavour. Now while that's going, just in the bowl that I had my spices in that I rubbed on my fish, I'm just going to do the marinade for that, and that'll be the sauce that'll be inside the steamed pork buns. I'm actually using a spiced quandon, because that actually goes quite nice with the lemon myrtle. And this is where I'm doing the whole, I hope there's not too many flavours in one recipe, but we'll give that a whirl. So I've got about 1/4 cup of the quandon with just a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of soy. This is what will go into our fish after we fry it and flake it up. And I'll taste it as well. It may need some salt and pepper still and maybe a bit more quandon, but we'll see how that goes. Right, I'm just pushing that to the side because my vegetables for the filling will be, this will make 16 dumplings, by the way, the recipe that I gave you. To dice an onion. Doesn't have to be as fine as the sauce. Keep that there. I'll do the rest of the carrot. Not an overly large dice because obviously it's still got to get wrapped up in a steamed pork bun, so I don't want them too big, otherwise I won't be able to close them and seal them shut. And just a little bit of cabbage. You don't have to use cabbage. I tried to get cabbage for work this week, but the boss came back and was like, they're $20 each, and I was like, don't worry about it. We don't need cabbage. This one I'm just trying to use up because it's been in my fridge. I'm dicing it, not shredding it. One good thing about the cabbage is it does cook down really well, so you don't have to worry too much about the cabbage. Right, my sauce is looking pretty good. I'm going to add just a little bit. If it was sweet chilli sauce, I'd add 1/2 cup. But because this is a hot chili jam, I'm just going to taste it and then add a little bit more. And I've kind of only probably added 1/2 teaspoon at the moment. And also into that, if you like it and you've got it available, would be about a good handful, break off bunch of chopped up coriander. Definitely need more chili. Well, actually, you'll never know. So that was the sauce done. Nice and quick and easy. So my sauce is right and ready to go. I've given this fry pan a bit of a saucepan a bit of a wipe out. These are my Dine Right ones that I told you about. So the interchangeable handles. So I've just clipped that one on there. Now into this one, I'm going to heat that with just a little bit of oil. I'm going to add some garlic and ginger and the vegetables. So just a, I don't know, centimetre little block. I'll just peel it. I've cut a little bit off the outside of this one because we've had this ginger with us for a while. It's getting a little bit old. It still tastes really, really good though. Ow. Right. Okay, this is the filling. So we're going to do some ginger, not garlic, teaspoon of garlic, and we're going to sweat off all of these vegetables. So what we want to aim for is that the filling's totally cooked. Yeah, so that when we steam these, we're just heating them back up again. So we don't want to have to let anything cook because the steaming process of these buns is only about 5 to 10 minutes. So that's my sweet chilli sauce. You see that? So a nice little pink tinge to it. Oh, no, my sweet chilli sauce. And we're just sweating down these vegetables. Buttered down and nice and soft. So we're adding this soy sauce and the, what is it exactly? Oh, spiced quandon that we got from that Broughton River Gourmet when we were down in South Australia. And just by looking at that, I'm doubling my sauce mix, which will probably be, I'll add a bit of water, which will be all of this. So I think I said 1/4 of a cup. It'll now be 1/2 a cup. And 2 teaspoons of soy. 4 teaspoons of soy. Right, turning that off. Putting my fish pan on. I'm going to have to cut these fillets. Right, when I want to turn the fish, I wait till I can see the white come up around the sides before I flip it. Smells beautiful. Fry it on the other side. What I'm going to do first is just flake a little bit into a bowl with a bit of that sauce and taste it. Make sure I'm happy with the flavours before I waste all this fish that smells absolutely gorgeous. Otherwise I'll just change the filling a little bit. Don't want to waste good precious fish. It took me hours to catch this fish, literally. That's pretty good. Right, let me get a tea towel for that handle because it's very hot. That was one of those ones we got with the Coles, was it Coles Points, MasterChef fry pans? But yeah, it's a fantastic fry pan. The non-stick in it is just amazing. But gee, that handle gets hot and I always forget. That's the last piece of fish. Now what I want to do is just break up this fish. So far while we're working in Currumba, I'm in the kitchen cooking. Robert's in the kitchen and he's like maintenance and cleaning and yard work, and he's a little bit of everything. But we get like 1 day off a week, so you know, there's not much else to do but fish. We do want to get down to Normanton and have a look at the Barra Centre here in Currumba. We just haven't got there yet, but we will. So yeah, but anyway, we've been 3 weeks here. It's been pretty good. gets nice and busy when the trawlers or the fishing boats come in. And it's not, yeah, they haven't started their busy season yet though. Like, the roads have only been open for probably about, I think they opened up sort of the end of March and then they closed off again. And yeah, then they reopened just as we got here, which we got here I think the 8th of April. But yeah, so they're May and June they start to pick up and they start getting bus groups and everything, so that'll keep us really busy. And we have committed to the season, so yeah, the season will end, I'm guessing around October, November, when it starts raining again, the wet season comes in. And while we're here, we'll just enjoy eating fish and more fish. So far we've eaten threadfin salmon, barramundi, mud crabs, now we've got queenfish. We've caught a few blue salmon and we've caught some steelback salmon as well. So we'll be doing lots of 101 different ways with fish in an hour. And my dough's risen absolutely beautifully. What am I saying? Sorry, hang on. I'm not used to such a small bowl. Okay, so for my pork buns, what we do is mix a teaspoon of baking powder with a teaspoon of cold water. Put a well in the middle of our dough. Tip that in. It's supposed to make these fluffier. I don't know if I don't think I've ever made them without doing this step, so I'm not sure if it actually does make it fluffier. Yeah, and then knead this through and give it a good mix. And then we've got to let this rest for another 10 minutes. So 10 minutes from now, we will then roll these up and get ready to cook them. I'm also going to move that fish mixture just into a small container with a lid on it because I'm attracting a few flies. I've got the towel over it at the moment, but yeah, we'll just keep the flies at bay. Right, so that's nicely mixed again. I'll stick him back in here with the Glad wrap over the top for 10 more minutes. So this has been resting for 10 minutes. I've borrowed the steamer from work because I don't own one. Right, so what we're doing, rolling this just out so you can cut it. Now we're cutting this into 16 pieces. Right, and then we're just going to roll them into some little balls. What I did while I was waiting the 10 minutes for this was to cut some little pieces of baked paper. I just cut the little pieces to use to put these underneath so they don't stick in the steamer. If I was at home, I'd use patty papers, but I don't carry patty papers in the caravan, and you just buy the white ones because the coloured ones actually stain the bottom of these and they'll come out whatever coloured paper you put them in. Right, next step. You take your trusty rolling pin. I don't have one. You can just press these out with your hand a little bit, but the rolling pin just helps get it more even, or a rolling device help gets it more even. Piece of dough. We get a nice spoonful of the fish mixture and we just wrap it. So I just pinch all corners give it a bit of a twist at the bottom, and then sit him on the paper. Easy as. Once I've got 4 of these and the water's boiling, I'll actually put them straight in the steamer because I can only fit 4. I could probably fit 4 or 5 in at a time, but because I've got the paper underneath, the less I put in there the better, because the steam comes through better, so they get the heat. Whereas if I overcrowd it, they won't actually steam as well. Okay, so I've rolled that out into a nice round circle, putting in a spoonful of my fish mixture, and then all I'm doing is pinching both of those sides together, and then turning it and pinching those two, and then just bringing the rest of the corners in, giving it a bit of a twist and popping it down on the... Right, well I'm nearly finished rolling, but my water's come to the boil, so I'm just going to pop 4 steamed buns in there. Ooh. Pop the lid back on. My timer's got 8 minutes on it anyway, so I'll check it in about 8 minutes, and I'll just roll the last 5 out that I have. Oh, these guys have just been put in the steamer, and we'll keep the lid on them. Right, it's been 10 minutes. They're nice and dry, they're not wet, so they should be cooked in the middle. I'm going to take one out and just have a look. No, they're a little bit, just that bottom bit where I knot it together is just a little bit doughy, so I'll give it a couple more minutes. That one will be okay. Okay, I've given them another 4 minutes. Yeah, that seems better. Right, and this time I'll give them 15 minutes to cook instead of the 10. They're not cooked.
Well, they're going to taste like shit.
That's a good one.
You sure?
Yes, yes. You can taste them by themselves without the sauce first, or did you? Oh no, you were right.
No, you got to have the sauce.
It's always more sauce.
They're good.
Are they alright? Would you eat them again though? You're always honest, so be honest.
Yeah, I'd eat them again.
You don't like the, is the condom like flavouring alright, or lost, or?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little bit lost.
Yeah, I think it's a bit lost.
But anyway, it was
No,
nice.
the flavour's good.
Yeah. They're nice. The pastry, I guess it's a bread dough. The dough's beautiful and soft and fluffy, and yeah, I mean it's not a bad filling, and that sweet chili sauce actually puts that zing in it, because there was no spice or heat or anything. He's just making a big mess over here. But yeah, I'll post the recipe anyway.
No, that's good.
Like I said, I googled a whole heap of recipes for Queenfish, and one of them came up that it was a barbecue rub on the fish, and you barbecued it and then you brushed it and glazed it with a barbecue sauce and Worcestershire mix. I twisted that because the barbecue marinade was a paprika, cumin, salt, pepper and garlic powder, I'm pretty sure, and that's where I did the dill, lemon myrtle, black pepper berry and the turmeric and the onion powder that I just rubbed on it, and then I changed my glaze from the barbecue sauce and Worcestershire to the quandon with a little bit of soy in it, just so it's got that Asian twist. But by all means, I'll put the recipe up. The quandon sauce obviously isn't something that's readily available to everybody unless you're ordering it online from the people we got it from down in South Australia, but you could change it to suit your taste. If you like the Asian flavours, maybe try a char siu sauce, or maybe some oyster sauce with a bit of sweet chilli, but experiment, because that's how you get something new and different, and it's worth a try.
Yeah.
Make
At
your
the end
own
of the day, a
recipe.
recipe's only guidelines. So
Yeah, that's right. So
a lot of
how new
recipes you
things
can
are.
tweak, change things out that suits your own palate.
yeah, so
But no, they're pretty good.
they're good. That's good. Off to work, and I'll have a bourbon.
Yeah. No worries. Thanks for watching, guys.
I'll let him eat more. It's okay. I'll feed him before he goes. He's still got half an hour. Yeah. Thanks for watching this episode, guys. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next episode out and about in Corumba.